Join me as I dive into the numbers and try to figure out how record voter turnout is swinging the election in these key states. The numbers are in, and it's clear that this election will go down in history as one with record voter turnout. As we take a closer look at the results in key states, it's becoming evident that this surge in voter engagement is having a major impact on the outcome. The candidates and their parties face significant challenges in engaging voters, especially with the unprecedented turnout we're seeing. Many struggled to mobilize their base, and some even failed to adapt to the shifting voter demographics. The parties that were able to tap into the energy of their supporters, however, are reaping the rewards. From social media campaigns to grassroots organizing, those who invested in getting out the vote are now seeing the fruits of their labor. Another major obstacle was the sheer complexity of the issues at hand. With so many pressing concerns dominating the headlines, it was difficult for candidates to craft a message that resonated with voters. Those who were able to distill their platform down to a few key issues, like healthcare or the economy, were better positioned to connect with voters. But even with a clear message, getting people to the polls was no easy feat. In many states, voters were motivated by a sense of urgency, feeling that the outcome of this election would have a direct impact on their daily lives. This sense of high stakes led to a significant uptick in voter registration, with many first-time voters casting their ballots. As we'll explore later, this influx of new voters played a crucial role in shaping the outcome. Let's dive deeper into the factors that contributed to this historic turnout. In many states, changes to voter laws made it easier for people to cast their ballots. Automatic voter registration, same-day registration, and expanded early voting opportunities all played a role in increasing access to the ballot. Meanwhile, mobilization efforts by community organizations and advocacy groups helped to educate and energize voters. These efforts were often focused on key demographics, such as young people and communities of color, who historically have been disenfranchised. By amplifying the voices of these groups, organizers were able to tap into their enthusiasm and channel it into action. The result was a more diverse electorate, with voters from all walks of life making their voices heard. Another key factor was the slate of issues that dominated the campaign trail. From climate change to reproductive rights, voters were motivated by a desire to see real change in their communities. Candidates who were able to connect with voters on these issues were rewarded with their support. As we saw in many states, candidates who prioritized issues like healthcare and education were able to build a broad coalition of support. As the results started to come in, it was clear that this election would be unlike any other. In state after state, we saw surprise upsets and stunning comebacks. The impact of voter turnout was evident in the results, with many candidates who were expected to cruise to victory instead finding themselves in tight races. In some cases, the outcome was still too close to call, with absentee ballots and provisional votes still being counted. As the dust settles, it's clear that voter turnout was the deciding factor in many of these races. Candidates who were able to mobilize their base and connect with voters on key issues were able to overcome even the longest of odds. The question now is, what does this mean for the future of our democracy? In conclusion, record voter turnout has had a profound impact on this election, and its effects will be felt for years to come. As we look to the future, it's clear that voter engagement will remain a crucial component of our democracy. By prioritizing issues that matter to voters and working to increase access to the ballot, we can build a more just and equal society. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share your thoughts on the election results in the comments below. If you want to dive deeper into the issue of voting rights, be sure to check out my video on the topic, link in the description.